Hi everybody, so today I'm bringing you an eyeshadow tutorial. It's been a while since I did a makeup video, so hopefully this goes well and you guys like it. We're heading into the fall season now, and one of my favorite looks that I do during the fall is a warm toned, rosy, kind of burgundy inspired look. Yeah, I just thought I would bring you one of my favorite looks that I do during this fall and winter season. I'm gonna pull you in and we are gonna start. But before I do that, I'm gonna kind of share the products that I'm gonna be using for my eyes today. So first, we're gonna go into the Smoke and Roses palette by Colourpop. There's a lot of nice, cooler toned, but still kind of warm with this dark burgundy and things. There's some fun we can kind of have with this palette. So this is Smoke and Roses by Colourpop. And then what I'm also going to use is About Face Fluid Eye Paint in the shade Freaked. It's kind of this cooler toned, dusty rose color. And then for a base, I'm going to use Gerard Cosmetics Clean Canvas. So I'm going to pull you in and we're going to get started. Okay, so we're going to start with our Gerard Cosmetics eye base. So how I like to use it is taking my little Wet n Wild, packing brush. I don't know if this is really like a concealer brush or what this is, to be honest with you, but I use it for eye primer. And you really don't need a lot of the Gerard Cosmetics. As a matter of fact, the more you use, the less stable your eyeshadow is. So you really want to use only a small amount, and then you won't experience creases or anything like that. So I usually go on the lid, and I literally take the teeniest bit. Yeah, maybe like that much. I have my mirror here, so if you see me looking here, it's for my mirror. And then I just kind of spread it like all over my lid. I bring it up to the brow because you really never know how high up you want to go. And then this particular eye base is best when you tap it in. So this will crease until it sets. So you're going to be setting it with eyeshadow. But before you do that, you'll want to tap it out with your finger again to get rid of the creases. You'll see what I mean. So before we get into powders, I am going to use the About Face Fluid Eye Paint. And I am just going to take a little bit of a fluffy brush. It's such a pretty color. Look how pretty this is. I'm literally going to just put it in my crease and just buff it out. Because this is a cream, and the Gerard Cosmetics is a cream, they'll kind of mix and blend really, really, really nicely. So next, we are going to be going into the eyeshadow. I want to start with the shade Alone. It's very similar to the eye color we put on in the crease. So maybe a little bit pinkier. So that is what I want to start with. I'm just going to coat the brush nice to give it some good pigment. Make sure that there's no creasing. This is a Makeup Revolution brush. I don't know what it is, but it's just a standard kind of fluffy blending brush, but in this kind of tapered shape. So I'm going to be putting the taper on the outside so that we can maybe get like a nice definition on the outside of the eye. I'm going to bring my mirror close, so hopefully you don't mind. And I'm going to tap it in. Yeah, I'm gonna tap until we get this cream base set. And then we can kind of start blending. Really lightly though. I want to do a really pretty transition with the burgundy. In the crease, I'm going to do this shade Best Shot. I'm going to use the same brush. Forgive my voice, I'm still a little sick. But we're going to use Best Shot. It's this one right here. We're also going to begin with tapping it just to make sure it's where we want it to be. And for this, I'm going to bring my head back and I'm going to focus it between my lid and my crease. And I'm going to leave this pink up here alone. So we're going to do it just in here. And we're going to tap until it's where we want it to be. So that gave us a little bit of extra depth on this eye. So now we are going to go into our burgundy shade. And for this, I'm going to change my brush. And I have this teeny tiny little blending brush. It's Shayna B, and it's this cute little blending brush. It's tiny, okay? And the reason I'm doing that is because I really want the burgundy to be specifically in the crease. Like, I don't want it to be too blown out. What we're gonna go into is this guy. It's literally called this guy. So we're just gonna tap like the smallest amount, and we're gonna go in with this little blending brush. I'm gonna do this, gonna look straight ahead in the mirror. And just poke that in my socket to kind of get an idea of where we want it, right in here. And my idea that I think would be really pretty is to do this. Then we're going to cut the crease. So we're going to cut the eye, put a really pretty shimmer on the lid, and then bring this color back down. We're kind of like a liner, but like a smoked out kind of liner. So because we're going to cut the crease, I am going to bring this shade up a little bit so that when our eyes are open, I have hooded eyes. So if you don't have hooded eyes, you don't have to do this. But if you do have hooded eyes like me, that way when our eyes are open, we'll still see this shade kind of coming out a little bit of our crease. So I am going to bring this up a bit. And then we'll blend it out with our baby pink that we used first. I'm gonna switch brushes for a minute. Same one, dip into that burgundy really lightly to kind of create more of an ombre. And then real quick, before we go to the other eye, I'm going to go back into Alone, which is that pretty pink from the beginning. And I'm just going to kind of tap it on the edges really lightly, and then kind of drag it, and then just blend those edges a little bit. Okay, I'm back. So what you'll see I did was I cut this crease. I did it here first because I wanted to kind of see what direction I was going in. So what I did first was I took a little bit of the Gerard Cosmetics on a liner brush like this, and then I put it right in my crease, like in a line, like that. And then, because I have hooded eyes, I open my eye, blink, 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 and then it kind of gives me like a rougher outline of where that needs to go. And then I just basically followed that line, brought it out. And then when I was mostly happy with that, you know, it's just an outline, because then I'm taking Garnier Micellar water on a Q-tip, and then I used this to get a really clean shape. And the reason I'm doing this is because you'll notice that when I was using a clean canvas or even a concealer you would have better luck, but concealers aren't the best like bases, like primers for eyeshadow. But when you put like an eyeshadow primer on top of, I just dropped that, on top of eyeshadow, mostly what you'll experience is the primer mixing into the eyeshadow, and then you don't get like a nice clean base to work off of. So with this, I can do this, and then once the lid is completely dry, then I can put fresh Gerard Cosmetics down and do that. Something I want to mention is I'm using the Garnier. You have to use the red one because this one sets, like this one dries, and there's not an oil residue. Some of the other Garniers, micellar water, leaves like a residue, and you don't want that. Next, I'm going to take some of the Gerard Cosmetics again, just using like a teeny tiny little bit. This time, use a small amount. And I am just doing this to even out my lid color and give some glitter, some shimmer, a nice base to stick to. What we are going to do next is take like a nice little packing brush. I have this one from About Face Cosmetics, and I'm just going to clean it real quick. And I'm going to use this little packing brush with the shade Faithfully. And that's just this pretty pink shimmer. And we're going to put this everywhere I put the Gerard Cosmetics. I'm going to really load it up. And for this, make sure that there's no creasing. And I'm just going to place it and drag. I'm bringing it all the way out like this. We can clean it up with the micellar water after. And then if you want like an extra shine, for me, I'm going to take One Love. That's this shade right next to it. This really, really pretty, like iridescent champagne. And I'm literally just going to tap it on the center of my lid for a bright pop. So we are reaching the end of this look. So you can use an eyeliner brush for this. I'm going to use this brush from Ulta Beauty Pointed Eyeliner. I usually use this for the bottom, but I'm going to be using this just to get our shape in. And then I'm going to use this teeny tiny blending brush again to really like feather it out. For this, I'm going to take just that burgundy, this guy shade again. I'm going to pack it on. And then I'm literally going to very lightly bring it up like that. Bring it over. Like that. Now I was gonna blend it out, but I don't think I will. So I want to build the pigment a little bit more. You can go until you're happy with it. And then I'm gonna take my blending brush and just kind of perfect that shape. So this is where I've gotten it to. I did a little bit of like a little hangover thing there. I don't know if I like it, but what I'm gonna do is take some more micellar water and I'm just gonna clean up, you know, around. Okay, so this is the shape we have. And I'm happy with this. And now I'm gonna go do my full face of makeup off camera, and then I'll be back at the end to kind of show you how everything looks. Okay, I'm back. So I've done most of my face. The last thing I would like to do is the bottom lash line. So I think I want to keep it like pretty natural on the bottom lash line. I don't want to do too much. So I'm going to take this little pointed brush again, this one, and I'm going to dip into Best Shot, which is the one shade that we used in the beginning. And I'm going to tap it off, and I'm just going to run this on my lash line. Originally, I was going to do the burgundy down, but I just think it'd be too much. So if you're more adventurous than me, by all means, do it. But for me, I think I'm just going to use that brown taupey color and just give a little bit of depth on the bottom. And finally, I'm going to do the bottom lashes. I got this Item Beauty Lash Snack Lengthening Mascara in an Ipsy bag, and I was really excited, but then I opened it and I was like, this wand, how am I supposed to use this? And if you know me, you know that I really like the thick wands. This is a Huda Beauty one. I like wands like that. So I don't use the Item Beauty mascara for the top. I only really use it for the bottom because it's kind of like the perfect shape for the bottom lashes. So I usually just kind of stamp the mascara on. I have really long lashes. I'm lucky. Okay, so that is the finished look. What do you guys think? I really think that if you changed the lip and you maybe paired this look with like a dark lip, I think it would look really, really pretty. Should we try it? So this is the About Face lip color in the shade Hush Tonight. And it's this beautiful like blood red. And it's kind of pink based, you can see. So let's see how it looks. So we're gonna do that, which is really red, I know. And this is the Maybelline Super Stay Vinyl ink. Give me 1 minute. This is how I would style it if I was going out. I'd probably throw on some earrings and like a gold little necklace and, you know, like a burgundy top that is red but also kind of has a little bit of that pinkish undertone. And yeah, so this is how I would wear it. Let me know what you guys think. Would you wear this look? What would you change about it? I also would like to see what it would look like with maybe like a black winged liner underneath the pink. Maybe that would be like a fun way to bring it into like nighttime. So this is the look. I hope you guys enjoyed my first makeup video back. Again, I'm sorry if it's just a little bit rough. I'm getting back into the swing of things. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.